There are days when self-care looks holy and feels peaceful and still keeps you stuck. Because not everything that soothes you serves you. Welcome to Conversations of Consequence Daily. Today's conversation is called The Alignment Trap, when self-care becomes sophisticated avoidance. Now let's name that consequence right up front. If self-care becomes your hiding place, you will feel better for an hour and still live the same life a year from now. Now, I want to give you two characters, not to judge you, but to reveal you. There are those who practice self-care as devotion, and those who practice self-care as delay. One is nourishment, the other is a velvet-covered detour. Let's call the first one the aligned builder. The aligned builder rests to return. They restore to re-enter. Their care has direction. And then there is the avoidant soother. The avoidant soother rests to escape. They reset to avoid the next faithful step. They keep creating calm, but they never create change. Now listen, this is not about whether self-care is good. It is. In fact, self-care is sacred. But here's the question. Is it sacred alignment or is it spiritual anesthesia? Because I see this all the time in beautiful-hearted people, the kind who love deeply, the kind who have been through a lot, the kind who are tired of forcing. They tell themselves, I'm healing. I'm focusing on my nervous system. I am protecting my peace. I'm prioritizing myself. And sometimes that's true. And sometimes it's a polished, socially acceptable way of saying, I am terrified to take the next step that would change my life. Let me show you what sophisticated avoidance looks like. It looks like another bath, another book, another meditation, another oracle card pulled, another journal entry about the same pain, another week of getting ready, another month of waiting for clarity, another season of I'm not there yet. And you're not doing nothing. You're doing safe things. And the safe things can be sweet for sure, but the safe things don't always move the needle. So here is the sacred alchemy truth. Plain as day, your life comprised of 12 dimensions, and in aligning those 12 dimensions, we realize our oneness. You see, you can't nurture your spirit while abandoning your purpose. You can't protect your peace while neglecting your responsibility. You can't call it healing while the same patterns keep collecting rent in your mind, your relationships, your finances, and your body. Real self-care doesn't just calm you down, it calls you forward. Now, let me take a small step into the circle with you because I've lived this. There was a time I called something self-care when it was really fear with a silk robe on. I would rest because I felt overwhelmed, but under the overwhelm was one simple truth. I didn't want to face the conversation. I didn't want to set the boundary. I didn't want to risk being seen. I didn't want to ask for what I wanted. So I would choose what felt spiritually correct. I would choose what looked healthy. And I would avoid the one action that would actually shift my story. And I tell you this with tenderness, not shame, because so many of us learn to survive by soothing. We've learned to keep ourselves safe by shrinking. We learned to call it peace when it was actually pause. But beloved, pause is not peace if it keeps you from your purpose. Let me give you a metaphor that's simple. If you keep watering a plant, but you never move it into the sunlight, you're not caring for it. You are actually prolonging its dimness. Some of us are watering our lives beautifully in the dark. So let me give that to you again. Pause is not peace if it keeps you from your purpose. Now I want to give you a practical pivot protocol. 3 steps, simple, real, doable. Step 1, name the dimension you're avoiding, not the one you're tending. The one that keeps circling around like a cautious animal. Is it purpose or money, relationships, health? Maybe it's home or community. Maybe that dimension is time or spiritual practice. Maybe that dimension is learning or creativity. Maybe it's work. Maybe it's play. You see, in the LifeCharter command suite, this is where we do an audit. I think of it as a holy inventory. Where is the leak? Step 2 is separate soothing from serving. Ask yourself one question. Is this activity preparing me to take aligned action or replacing it? That's it. If the answer is replacing, then you are not in self-care. You're in avoidance. And again, no shame, just truth. Step 3 is to choose one clean yes. Not a 5-year plan, one next faithful step. Make the call, send the message, set the boundary, price the offer, ask for support, schedule the appointment, write that first paragraph, take the walk. Do the thing that your soul has been whispering while your mind has been busy being responsible. Because clarity is not a feeling. Clarity is what happens when you move in truth. Now here's the closing charge. Self-care is sacred, but it is not a substitute for courage. Rest is holy, but it is not a hiding place. Peace is powerful, but it is not procrastination dressed as wisdom. So if this stirred something in you, great. That means that there is a door in your life that you've been softly leaning against. And today I'm going to invite you to open it, not violently, not with hustle, but with harmony, with a clean yes, and with one faithful step. And if you want to go deeper, this is exactly what we do inside LifeCharter. We don't just talk alignment. We build it across the 12 dimensions of our life. We create a command suite that holds you steady when emotions rise and old patterns call your name loudly. Because your life is not meant to be managed. Your life is meant to be lived. Thank you for sharing this journey with me. I love you deeply, for in truth we are old friends because we are one. Now take that next faithful step toward the life that's been calling you. And don't just soothe your soul. Let your soul steer. If something in today's conversation landed in your chest and wouldn't let go, honor that. That tug is not pressure, it is guidance. And if you're at the place where you're tired of circling the same mountain, tired of the almost, tired of knowing what you need but not moving toward it, then this is your invitation to take one next faithful step. If you're ready to stop doing life alone in your head and you want a clear path, steady support, and a way to turn inner knowing into aligned action, reach out. Send me a message with the word next step, and tell me in one sentence what you're most hungry for right now. Maybe it's clarity, courage, healing, direction, peace. Maybe it's momentum. I'll respond to you with a simple starting place. And until next time, my fellow butterfly travelers, stay close to truth, stay kind to your nervous system, and stay faithful to the next right thing. Head up, wings out.